Alright people, one thing the week has shown me, it's either you're playing games or you're the game. Decide which one you want to be. It's another beautiful weekend and time to go into the world of esports gaming and the games. Welcome to the Afrogamer show right here on Afrosports TV. And trust me, it is as always a great time to be here to talk about the beautiful world of gaming and esports and the amazing things happening in that world. My name is Shayo, your regular host, and it's great to be back. Let's take a quick short break. When I get back, it's straight into the news. And as always, I've got Ife on the other side of that conversation. Stick around, people. Alright, welcome back. It's still the Afrogamer show, and yes, I'm your host Shayo. It's reaching you right here on Afrosports TV, and it definitely is a journey into the world of esports gaming and games. We serve you this every weekend, something exciting to start off your weekend, and of course take you all through the weekend, depending on what time you get to catch this amazing show. We're diving straight into the news right now, and as always, the man about town when it comes to esports news on the African continent and beyond. Ife is here. Ife, how are you doing? How has the week been?
Hello, Shayo. Busy week, but I'm happy to be here once again to, discuss esports.
I won't rat you out, but I know that you are enjoying where you are. But hey, I'm not angry. I'm not jealous, but it's fine. Just make sure you bring something back. That's what matters most in all this conversation. But yeah, great to always have you on the show, Ife. And yes, we're getting into the news. Let's talk about the Pubg Mobile Campus Championships. We've been talking about that for weeks now, and we see the train moving from one city to another. And we hear that this weekend is the grand finale. That comes as a shock, but we'll leave that aside. Let's just talk about the journey so far and what's been happening with that one.
Yes. Surprisingly, the calendar has been so choked. It started off with the North, Abuja, moved to Port Harcourt. Tomorrow they'll be moving to Ibadan, so everyone in the Southwest can go ahead and attend that. So if you're in the universities in the Southwest, you can always participate in that. And then once that is completed, you have the grand finale in Lagos, October 27th. Finding out that the calendar was so short was surprising because I think that kind of cuts out a lot of gamers because it does limit how
indeed.
far publicity can go. I think probably this is a pilot, a test run to see how things work out, but I'm sure that a lot of PUBG gamers will be bitter about
The
this,
way
that
it's
they didn't
turned out.
hear it. Yeah,
But then, could that be an
exactly.
opportunity for new gamers to be birthed into the scene?
I don't think so
Okay.
because what we would have would just be the regular kids who play PUBG because the marketing was not, or the publicity wasn't effective
As
enough
effective
for
as it should
someone
be.
to say, yeah, for someone to say, okay, you know what, let me download this PUBG and see what it's all about. So everyone will be probably, I'm sure if you host another tournament, it's still the same gamers that would show up. So I guess we won't give them, you know, a high ranking for effort, but let's see
No
how
thumbs up
the
yet.
grand
Like
finale
my
turns
daughter
out.
would do. She would do like this. It's midway, so it's not thumbs up. It's thumbs midway. All right, let's leave that, and we're looking forward to the finals. By the way, let's hope that that will be more elaborate than the way the qualifiers have turned out. Just 3 cities. The way it sounded at the start of this whole campaign was like we're going to 15 plus cities. But then it's all good. We understand the many challenges with putting things together. But kudos to the guys who have also been able to do the 3 cities. And let's see how it all comes to a crescendo on the 27th of October. Leaving that now, let's talk FIBA Esports Championships affair. And we'll be touching on each of the regions. I'm sure you've got all the gist for us. But we start definitely from home. And indeed, Nigeria is participating in the main qualifying phase. And we know that we're just hanging in there like every other sport. We're doing permutation and calculations to see how it turns out between Egypt and Algeria if we are to qualify.
Yes, surprisingly, we are on the verge of, competing at a regional finals to see if we'll stand a chance to go to, the global championships.
Yeah.
But like you said, permutation and, addition and subtractions. So we were grouped with Egypt and Algeria. So we lost to Algeria. We lost 134 to 105. And then surprisingly, we beat Egypt 118 to 114. So the final game, the final game between Algeria and Egypt will be played today.
We know who
so
we're
as
praying
it stands, yes. So yeah, exactly. So as it stands now, Nigeria is stopping the group because they finished playing their games. So they do have what's it called? They do have 3 points. Algeria has 2. And Egypt has 1. So if Algeria ends up winning, then Algeria and Nigeria would advance into that regional qualifier finals, where we'll be waiting for the next 2, which should be Morocco and either of Ivory Coast.
Yes, indeed. And if Egypt gets to win that one against Algeria, then it means that we're looking at the points difference to determine who would go alongside to that. So it's still open for the 3 teams to either qualify or be knocked out. We'll wait and see how that pans out. Leaving that, let's look at the other regions now. Ife, what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Oceania, in Asia, North America and South America.
A few regions have not started their own regionals. So you have the likes of South America and North America who haven't played there. So North America, they kick off November 6th. And then South America kicks off October 26th, which is this coming weekend. So, equal opportunities for all the countries involved. For South America, we do have Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, Venezuela, all in contention. And then for North America, we do have Mexico, the USA, Cayman Islands, Dominican Republic, also all fighting for that spot. Yes. For the Middle East, Saudi Arabia has clinched that title. They will be going to the grand finals. They defeated Lebanon by 2 games. Yeah, they won by 2 games to nothing. For Oceania, also, New Zealand has clinched it. They won Guam 2 games to nothing. And then for Asia, a returning champion for that region, Philippines. They were also champions last time. They also have, clinched their own slot in the grand finals, beating Indonesia 2 games to 1. And then for Africa, Group A, Nigeria, Egypt, fingers crossed. Whereas the Morocco, on the other hand, has also clinched in Group B. So now it's just
who squares up in the semi-finals.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for. Exactly.
Okay. We're waiting to see. Fingers crossed. Definitely exciting times indeed for the teams participating. I think Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Philippines, United States have been very dominant even at the overall global tournament, and we're waiting to see that. Talking about the FIBA Esports Championships, it's the 3rd season, more countries involved, more excitement, more pomp and pageantry as we look at that one. All right, let's move away from that and talk about the FIA Motorsport Games. And yes, indeed, we've got our own Nigerian contingents there, but they're not the only Africans, so let's not overdo the Nigerian thing today. We'll talk about our Nigerian brothers who are doing us proud out there in Valencia, Spain, but also talk about the other Africans, which includes guys from Morocco, Mozambique, and Namibia.
Yes, so this is impressive to see that the colors of Africa are actually being flown at the FIA Motor Games. I'm really impressed that, beyond Nigeria, it's a growing sport. So I think the positive side for me is the fact that these kids are looking into motorsports, and I think beyond the regular EAFC Street Fighter, there is a new breed that will be interested in that sim racing. So I'll just go through the countries, like you mentioned, Morocco, Mozambique, Namibia, and Nigeria. And for this motorsports games, there are different titles falling under them. So for Morocco, they did register for Esports GT, Esports F4, and Karting Mini.
Okay.
Which, I still need to do a lot of digging into that karting mini as to what it is. I know kart racing, but now there's kart mini. So they have Moroccans in that title, and I wish them the best. For Mozambique, I'm sorry, they've registered for karting sprinting senior. So there are different categories for karting. There's also drifting, there's also karting mini, and then there's cross car meaning. So there are different categories, which is very, very interesting. And for Namibia, they just have one entry for their Esports F4. And Nigeria, we do have the karting sprinting senior and Esports GT, and we have the Esports F4 where we have Kamatoya, Kamto Chukure there. So I'm really happy for them. I'm looking forward to actually watching these races as they are streamed. So it kind of gives an idea of more about the possibilities for sim racing in Africa.
Definitely, and this story will take us into the next, but that's without saying that this all comes to an end this weekend. And like I promised, after now, we'll definitely have some time out with Kamto Chukure to discuss. We probably can have himself and his dad there, who is the man managing and steering him on, to discuss the experience they had in Valencia, Spain, and definitely also give us a future gazing prospect of what to expect from Kamto and definitely from the Nigerian authorities in the build-up to next year's event and much more events that would come. And talking about future gazing, international federations were gathered in Lausanne, Switzerland this past week, and they were discussing, it was at the International Federations Forum, IF Forum of the Sports Accord, IFE. Let's talk about that, because one thing on the front burner when I was looking at the review of the first day, the second day interactions between the IOC and these international federations, it was all about them being future ready. And the top on the bill of that being future ready was esports, or is esports. We definitely have some spotlight on esports, and we can't wait for what the next 12, 14 months hold for the world of esports, especially in the build-up to the Olympic esports games.
I'm happy IOC is actually making the right moves. I hope that the international federations understand that esports is top of that list. And it's not just, we need to be futuristic, and it's just coming in to one ear and going out another ear. They have fellow federations who have jumped in to show examples. Once again, we can never stop talking about taekwondo. I'm seeing that table tennis has jumped on board. We can see motorsport is on FIBA. So I'm expecting that the others should be able to dig deep and okay, what exactly is IOC trying to pass on to us, and how can we jump on board? So, the problem is not the passing of the message. My worry is the receiving of the message, and I hope they do receive the message and identify or recognize that the world is turning into a digital age. If you want to get the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas interested in your sport, you need to bring in the digital side of things.
In whatever you're doing, And that is the exact message that was being passed all through the week at the IF Forum, and we can't overemphasize it enough. Esports is here to stay, be it you want to go the digital route or virtual route. All that matters is electronic sports would be the way to go, and yes, indeed, the IOC is driving home this message with the different international federations. And talking about that particular story also takes us into the retro for today, and that's the way I would send forth Ife on the show this beautiful day. Ife, we have on retro Dig and Spike. That was a game on SNES, that's the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I believe that's the full meaning of SNES, as far back as 1992. almost 32 years ago. And this is volleyball. And I'm not sure this game was developed beyond this particular showcase we have right now, which means there's prospect for volleyball to also have their own esports side of things, right?
Oh yes, oh yes.
And it was exciting to see it then on SNES.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Thanks a lot, Ife, for being on the show as always.
Thank you so much.
And do enjoy the weekend.
All right, you too. Bye.
Okay, guys, so it's Dig and Spike, a game on SNES as far back as 1992. That's our retro for today. When we get back, there's still more on the show. It's the Afrogamer show right here on Afro Sports TV. All right, welcome back. Yes, indeed, I told you that was Dig and Spike. It's volleyball, basically volleyball. It was just given another name, and that shows the potential of what can be achieved with volleyball. And I see one of the developers or publishers picking that up and developing for the Volleyball Federation, because everyone is going digital, everyone is going the esports route, and everyone wants to be part of that big one, the Olympic Esports Games next year. And we definitely are looking forward to all how things will unfold and the many things that would happen from there on. All right, let's go game on segment for today. We're talking about this group of men who showed that age is nothing but numbers when it comes to playing games. And we're talking about the Silver Snipers. And this is an esports team that is based in Sweden, where the youngest member of the team is 62 years of age. 62 years of age. And of course, the oldest is 81 years old. That's even older than my dad. Wow. And they're playing games. The name Silver Snipers, that's the name of the team. They won the CSGO World Cup at DreamHack Summer 2019. Oh my word. This definitely is something to showcase. And that's what we've got for you on Game On for this episode of the Afrogamer Show. Let's say the Silver Snipers. When we get back, I'll tell you how long I would be in the game. Don't forget, when we started the show, I told you, don't just play the games, be the game. All right, guys, welcome back. And yes, I'm excited to see those men, those 81, 62, 70 plus. And that's, yes, I want to be the game till about that time. But maybe not as active as that. Maybe in a very, very much advisory role and as a sage as it is in the world of esports. Yes, indeed. But kudos to the Silver Snipers. They definitely are sniping even at their old age. All right, guys, it's time to go on the show. But as always, you know, I don't leave you without the game over segment. So come close. Let's talk about it. And today we're traveling all the way to Asia, Southeast Asia to be precise, a country known as Malaysia. And it's emerged at the start of this week that Malaysia, the Malaysian government, has decided to commit $4.65 million in their budget for esports, local esports development in the country. Unbelievable, right? It definitely sounds like it, but it's not the first time they're doing it, and this is talking about the 2025 budget. Since I got into the space actively in 2020, and from 2021 till date, the country and the government of Malaysia have committed well over 20,000 US dollars, and that's an average of $4 million per year to the development of esports in that country. And you ask yourself, what exactly do they see? What exactly are they aiming at? And what exactly would they achieve with this investment? I'll give you an inkling, apart from the many other things that are happening, which may not be on the surface, but the truth is there's a lot happening, from the setting up of a massive gaming arena, which is now used by publishers to host international tournaments, to the fact that at the Commonwealth Esports Championships in 2022, Malaysia actually came up tops of all the countries that featured there, and I'm talking well over 30 countries that were part of the Commonwealth Esports Championships. Malaysia got 3 gold medals ahead of every other countries, including the host, the British Esports. And that's to tell you that indeed the investment that's been made by that country is paying off the right dividends. And I'm looking forward to seeing them do more with the Olympic Esports Games happening next year. We've seen them perform at the Global Esports Games and the World Esports Championships, both by the Global Esports Federation and the International Esports Federation. But the Olympic Esports Games definitely is a place everyone should look at the Malaysians and see how much of a yield will come from this investment. But beyond the medals and the accolades is the fact that there's something to galvanize their industry and make it grow and boom. And the question I ask is, when will my dear Nigeria do this? Or when will the rest of Africa begin to commit resources to the growth of esports and see it blossom and grow over time and yield results from economic development to impact and, of course, building careers for our young people? That is the game over for this episode of the Afrogamer Show. It's been my pleasure bringing this to you. My name is Shayo. Do enjoy the weekend. I'll catch you next week with another beautiful package. Bye for now, guys.